Phil Jackson says keep going. No timeout. They'll try to win it here. Final seconds. Jordan. And Bird is fouled with 1/10 of a second remaining, but it's a non-shooting foul. And they have readjusted the clock. 1 1/10 second remaining in overtime.
With 1 1/10 second remaining, you can get a possession shot at the basket.
1 1/10 second left. And here it is. Bird, intended pass for the prayer. Time runs out. Only D. Brown was in sight. That is not what the Celtics had in mind. And Phil Jackson was attempting to call for a timeout. The scoreboard indicating no time remaining.
On this play, the back pick guy is D. Brown. That's who they're trying to throw the lob for. Pippen sees it, rotates over along with Grant. They come up, and the timeout is called while there still is time on the clock.
Yes, they just placed a 1/10 of a second remaining. D. Brown, a man who can leap the intended receiver of that pass. Right now, let's go to Charlie Jones at Sawgrass. And back here in Boston, they have once again adjusted the time remaining. Chris Ford very upset as they changed from 1/10 of a second to 4/10 of a second. It will be Chicago ball. That's time remaining in this overtime with the game tied at 1:18. Let's get back to Ahmad.
All right, Mark, with only 4/10 of a second left, what the Bulls are going to try to do is go for the lob play. It'll either be Jordan or Pippen, and Bill Cartwright will take it out of bounds.
All right, Ahmad doing his prowling back behind the Chicago Bulls bench. And it appears that the 7'2" rookie out of Yugoslavia, Stojko Vranković, will check in to provide problems on the inbound. Bill Cartwright will look to throw it in.
They don't want to give Cartwright a real good look at the basket. They're telling the big guy, make yourself big, get those arms up there, take away that right hand for that pass.
And Cartwright, after checking it out, calls for a timeout. Chicago will have, let's see, was that the final timeout? All right, final timeout taken by the Bulls. And let's see how Chicago plays it now. So Chris Ford going to the strategy. I can recall back in the 70s when Phil Jackson was a member of the Knicks. He was the master at defending against the inbounds with the long windmill effect that he'd provide.
You just don't want to give that passer out of bounds a real good look at the floor. You want him to have to arc the ball so people have a chance to rotate, perhaps steal it. But right now, the key thing is they must get the ball inbounds. They have no more timeouts left.
Boston has 1 and a 20. And now the Bulls, after talking it over once again, will have 4/10 of a second left in overtime. Tie game at 1:18. We also just received word from the scorer's table. You may recall that last second play where Michael Jordan at first was called for a foul. They say no foul on Jordan. It was just that he deflected the ball out of bounds and stopped the clock. For those of you scoring at home.
After getting a look at the way Boston defended the last play, perhaps now what you do is you run a back cut or backdoor play. Don't use anyone to screen or to back pick, because that gives the Celtics the ability to switch on it. Open the floor up, have people coming to the ball, and then send the guy on the back door that you want to throw the lob to.
The 7'2" Vranković remaining as the defender. Scottie Pippen now will look to throw in. 4/10 of a second. And here it is. Jordan with the fling. Yes! But it's waved off. Will not count. Mike Mathers said no. Did not beat the clock.
That's a tough call right there. 4/10 of a second means you do have time to catch and shoot. Obviously, he felt that it was in his hands a little bit too long.
All right, we'll get another look at it. Whoa, it is waved off by Mike Mathers. Here it is.
Well, that ball is still in his hands. That red light is on right there. That's what you're looking for. If it's in his hands, then it has not been released yet, and the shot would not count. Everything from there looks good, except we just can't see the clock or the red light from that angle.
All right, here's a look at regular speed. You see the shot clock. Now you couldn't really see it. It ran off too quickly. So Mike Mathis said too late. And the Chicago Bulls with a mild protest and have to accept the fact that they're going into a second overtime.
If you look behind the backboard, you'll see that red light. If that red light is on before the ball is released, there's the red light. Ball is still in his hands. A good call by Mike Mathis.
And I think Mike would be pleased to know that it was, not that he's doubting it, but, you know, you play it back in your own mind, and I'm sure he saw it all the way, but as you say, as we take another look at it, it was the proper call.
Red light's on, the ball is in his hand, the proper call.
What a shot by Jordan. Forget about the fact it was too late. Under pressure with the fling, and he hit it.
Oh, didn't you expect that to happen? What?